Hey everybody, this is Lynn Hayes. Welcome back to my channel. On this channel, I give you regular updates about astrological events and what they mean for you. So I hope you'll join me almost every Monday for more news about where the planets are and how you can use these energies for your own personal development and your own growth. So this video will cover the period between May 13th and May 20th, 2019. The first few days of this period is pretty mild. We just have some small, faster moving planetary movements that are gentle and supportive. We have two planets changing signs on the 15th. When a planet moves from one zodiac sign to another, there's a little bit of a shift of focus, a shift of energy. Venus and Mars are changing signs on the 15th. They're the two of the quicker moving planets, so they change signs fairly often. So it's not as significant as Pluto changing signs, for example, which is a very big deal. Happens every 12 to 20 years. This happens every 4 to 6 weeks. So anyway, Venus is going to move into Taurus on the 15th. Venus is actually the ruler of Taurus. So Venus is very happy there. Venus, we think about Venus in terms of love and beauty and attraction, and that's a big part of Venus. But what we often forget is that Venus inspires and motivates us to create equanimity and peacefulness in our surroundings. And that's partly why Venus is associated with beauty. When we're in a beautiful surrounding and everything is harmonious, we tend to feel more equanimous inside of our own self. We feel that inner balance within. So when Venus moves into Taurus, Venus has been in Aries, where it's been kind of excitable, and there's been lots of energy for getting together and for social exchanges. When Venus moves into Taurus on the 15th, for a few weeks, things will be much more settled, much more calm. This is a very good time for anything having to do with beauty. It's a good time to get a facial. It's a good time to enhance your appearance in any way. It's an important time to make sure that you have enough time to yourself to be able to spend time in nature, to really get that sense of peace and calm in your life. Mars, the planet of drive and desire and energy and aggression, moves into Cancer on the 15th. Mars is not very happy in Cancer. It's said to be in its fall there. The energy of Mars, which is kind of aggressive and selfish, doesn't do very well in a sign like Cancer that's more concerned about nurturing and taking care of others. So our drive and our own will to do what we want to do will be colored by our emotions during this period. Cancer is a very emotional sign. It can be a little reactive. So I would expect people to be more reactive during this period, especially because Mars is the ruler of the Scorpio Full Moon on the 18th. Scorpio's traditional ruler is Mars. Scorpio is a water sign, so it's very emotional, but Mars is its ruler, which gives it that sort of aggressive emotionality. Scorpio is very fearless and courageous in the emotional realm. Scorpio full moons tend to be more intense for that reason, because we are seeing the energy of Scorpio and the desire to strip away any artifice and just get to the truth in a very strong and meaningful fashion. So we have Mars, which is in Cancer, where it's not very happy. It can be a little passive aggressive and a little, you might find yourself reacting much more emotionally than you normally would, and you'll see that in the people around you. So knowing where this is coming from, I think, will be helpful. You won't be thinking, what is wrong with everybody? You'll know it's Mars and Cancer. So the full moon is on the 18th, and I'll be writing more about that on my blog. So you'll see more about that when we get closer to the time in the next few days. But because the energy of the full moon begins a couple of days before and lasts for a couple of days after, you'll likely feel the intensity of this between the 15th and the 20th. And to intensify things a little bit more, Mars is moving into a square to Chiron. A square is a complex alignment that can bring some conflict. Chiron is a planet that has to do with wounding and healing. Often when Chiron is triggered in some way, we are even more emotionally reactive. So there's all these different messages from different planets. We've got Mars in Cancer. We have Mars squaring Chiron. There's a lot of emotional reactivity. So often when there is this kind of emotional reactivity, we want to just tamp everything down, just ignore it, forget it, sweep it under the rug. In my view, that's not a very good way to handle this. These emotions and reactions aren't coming out of nowhere. They're not coming from nowhere. They're emotions that need to come out for some reason that normally we're able to keep a good lid on. But here we have these triggers and they are just out there. So it's a good time to pay attention, see what's happening, see what you're feeling, maybe journal about it, see if there's some way that these things can be resolved. Not just for yourself, but you'll be seeing this with your children, with your spouses, with your friends, in your business environments, pretty much everywhere. So our next video is going to be on the 20th, and then we'll talk about what happens after all of this. But I just wanted you to kind of be prepared. So the next few days, if you're watching this when I upload it on the 13th, the next few days should be pretty mild, easy, comfortable. Beginning on the 15th, we start to see some shifts. And then by the 16th, 17th, as we start to approach the full moon, start to watch for these this emotional reactivity and these messages, these emotional messages, and see what you can learn from them. So thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, just click the subscribe button. You can be notified of new videos by clicking the bell icon, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.